But with all of that, so WWE today, actually starting going back yesterday, did some releases. Now, we can't talk about the wrestler releases until we talk about the staff releases. And so I'm going to read this from PW Insider. We're going to pull this up here because they had the jump on all this news. PW Insider did, we got another release. Javier Bernal. Okay, we knew that one. It's very unfortunate. But, so, we got to go to what we learned first yesterday when it comes to releases and talent and who got let go. So yesterday, Mike Johnson of PW Insider did right. Christine Lebrano, who served as Senior Vice President, Creative Writing Operations for World Wrestling Entertainment, has departed the company. PWInsider.com has confirmed. Lebrano was among a number of WWE staffers let go today. The belief is that 10 to 12 staffers were cut today, possibly more. And then he goes on to talk about Lebrano's time in WWE. She started with the company in February of 2021. And within the creative side of things, she was top 3. It's basically you have Triple H at the top, and you have her and Bruce Pritchard on the next low rung that report to Triple H, and everybody else reports to her and Bruce. So you've got the Raw, SmackDown, and NXT creative teams that they work on all their stuff. They've got their ideas. They've got their scripts. They send them up to her and Bruce, and then her and Bruce look them over and everything, and then report that up to Triple H. So she was a top 3 in this company, and she was let go yesterday, along with other people in the company that work behind the scenes. Now, we did eventually learn that one of those 10 to 12 people, and I think the actual number was 15, one of those 10 to 12 people was WWE digital personality Ryan Papala, as Mike Johnson writes, quote, WWE broadcast personality Ryan Papala was part of yesterday's WWE staff cuts, PWInsider.com has confirmed. Papala has been with the company for around a decade, starting as an intern and working on the editorial side of things before transitioning into an on-air broadcast role with WWE Now and then WWE's The Bump. He had been hosting WWE Vault watch-along broadcasts and Raw Sidecast on WWE's Twitch channel of late. Papala had been very much liked within the company walls. We learn of all of this stuff, and it's like, man, this really stinks. This really sucks. People losing their jobs. And then we start hearing, Mike Johnson had the report of the word going around backstage or within the company is, quote, we're told that there's about 15 WWE staff reductions this week. There's been no talent releases, and this was about an hour before the talent releases happened. There are no talent releases, although obviously there are many walking on eggshells worried since there are traditionally releases in the post-WrestleMania period. And when you start hearing in WWE, and they've got a pattern, when you start hearing, people backstage are being let go. They got a couple firings at the headquarters. Those usually happen on a Thursday. Wrestler releases happen on a Friday. And we started getting those wrestler release information as we will talk about the first couple of them here. We learned first off that Katana Chance and Caden Carter had been released by WWE. Then word came out that Dakota Kai had been released by WWE. And this is a very interesting one with a tweet that Dakota sent out earlier this week. Dakota Kai did send out a tweet earlier this week stating that she misses wrestling and she misses the fans. And I'm like, what does that mean? Does she, what? And a lot of people online were going, is she leaving the company? Has she been released? What's going on? And at that time, when she sent out that tweet, no one knew anything about the firings at the headquarters and behind the scenes and any talent releases. Then we learned the name Shayna Baszler, former NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler, let go by the company. Then a big shocking one, Braun Strowman, former Universal, United States, Tag Team, Money in the Bank winner, or greatest Royal Rumble winner, Braun Strowman, released from the company. And it's just like, wow. 5 main roster names right there. Shayna, Katana, Caden, Dakota, Braun. And it's like, well, Braun Strowman been doing some, big things on TV of late. Dakota Kai, people were just talking recently about her going, they want to use her, but not until the rest of Damage Control comes back. Well, they didn't want to use her that much, unfortunately, which really, really stinks. And so we hear all those names, and then NXT names start to come out. And the first NXT name we did learn about was Cora Jade. And I'm going to pull up a couple of tweets here from Cora Jade because we didn't get news. I'm like, oh, PW Insider reported or, oh, Fightful reported. Cora just sent some tweets out herself. So we're going to pull these up on the screen. If I can find it. Oh, she already changed her name. She's already back to it, Elena Black on Twitter. So as we go here, let's pull this up on the screen. Cora Jade sent out this tweet. Picture of her, B. Priestley, and Riley Osborne. So we see this one and we go, uh-oh, Riley as well, because she stated, as you can read here, just got a lot of free time in our hands. See you soon. She then sent out the next tweet that said, thankful for all the childhood dreams I got to live out. I have a lot to say. In due time. Stay tuned. So we see that one in the picture with Riley Osborne. We go, oh no, has Riley been released as well? She said we know that B. Priestley was recently released by WWE. Riley Osborne. That name did come later. We did learn later Riley Osborne has been released by WWE. We then start hearing more NXT names that have been released by the company. We learn Eddie Thorpe. He kind of tweeted it out himself. It was like a picture of someone going like, see you later kind of thing, like a GIF. We then learn another big shocker from the NXT side, Gigi Dolan. Gigi Dolan has been released by WWE. Gigi Dolan was just in a women's tag team title match this past Tuesday, but the previous Tuesday on NXT. Crazy. They've been sending her to TNA to go do things in their women's tag team division, her teaming with Tatum Paxley. And I'm like, what is going on? Then we get the name Jakar Jackson. And not to sound like an ass or anything, but I'm like, oh, shocking, but not shocking with what happened this week on NXT. If you guys didn't see NXT this week, we see a shot of Noam Dar with a cup. He's got the cup. He's got the big trophy. And Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson walk in. Oro Mensah then walk in, and Lash gets a monologue. She's like, metaphor, it's great. You've been gone for a long time, though, and the group haven't really been as great. Oro, been killing it, doing his thing on Evolve. Me and Miss Jackson, we've been killing it as well, but I think, it's time we all go our separate ways. So I'm thinking here, all right, Oro's going to be a singles, Noam's going to be a singles, we still have the tag team. And then Lash goes, Jakara, my sweet girl, it's time for you to spread your wings. It's time for me to go out on my own. They break up the tag team, and I'm just sitting here going, oh, Jakara Jackson's fucked. Jakara Jackson's screwed. She's not bad. I think she's a good personality. Still has a lot of room to improve in the ring. But without Lash Legend, I didn't think she was good. They were going to really do much with her. And then just a few days later, she gets released. We also learned that all of Gallus was released as well. Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. And they've been staples on Evolve. They've been working the Evolve shows. Granted, if someone goes, oh, they're supposed to have a match on Evolve next week. I'm like, yeah, all the Evolve stuff's been taped up for like 2 months in advance or whatever. I think they have like 8 episodes taped or 6 or something like that. So it's like, that stinks. Then we get the name Oro Mensah. And Oro Mensah had actually sent out a tweet himself confirming this. I'm going to pull that up on the screen as well. That was the other one where it was like Oro Mensah they just did the thing where they were like, hey, Metaphor needs to go out on our own. And then Oro gets released as well, as Oro Mensah did send out this tweet we see here on the screen stating, quote, 15 years hard work and true sacrifice to make it to WWE. Always gave it my 110% and put my whole passion and body into the art form of pro wrestling. Thank you for all the support. Love y'all. And it's like, dang. Oro Mensah is good. Like, any company would be dumb not to pick him up. I think he would fit in well in TNA. We're going to talk about that, where I think certain people could fit here in a moment. And then the other name that we did get was Javier Bernal, who we haven't seen on TV in quite some time. We haven't seen Javier Bernal work a match on television, that is, since February. He had an Evolve match against Riley Osborne, of all people. So It really stinks. Those are all the names that we've gotten so far. Hopefully there's no more. Hopefully we don't hear anything else about any more releases. Don't need anybody else getting, let go by WWE. It's very unfortunate. But now the thing to do is you go, well, we like all these people. We want to see them continue in pro wrestling. Where do they fit in? Where can they go? Where can they be? Where can they do their thing? And so some of these are kind of obvious. Some of them, not as much. As we look here at the names that were released, we've got, for instance, Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Caden Carter, I'm not sure of. No, Katana Chance, I'm not sure of, because WWE is all she's ever done in pro wrestling. Caden Carter, she'll go work the indies. No problem. I want to see, where has she worked in the past? I'm going to look it up right here. See, where has she worked in the past? So she's done stuff. And she's the one who's been in WWE system for a while. Yeah, she's been with WWE since 2018. She's worked in Mexico for The Crash. She's worked ACW. She's someone who's not opposed to doing intergender matches as well. She's had a match. When she was Lacey Lane, she did a match against Fuego del Sol. She did another one against Jay Rios. She's had a number of matches against Tessa Blanchard, MLW. And MLW, I was thinking this for her. If she wants to sign somewhere, I think she would fit in with MLW. I think she'd also fit in with TNA, but I think for what MLW is and them needing some more talented women, because I think MLW needs to bolster their women's roster, I think she would fit in there at MLW. Dakota Kai. That's an interesting one. Here's something that most people probably don't know. When she was released by WWE the first time, well, technically she wasn't released. Her contract expired, and I think they let her go like just a little early. During that time that she was away from WWE, she had talks to go to the AEW. She had discussions to go work for All Elite Wrestling, and then Triple H called and said, hey, we got this idea. Bayley wants you with her. Would you be opposed, or would you be up to coming back? And that's when she came back at that SummerSlam. They formed Damage Control, and everything is everything. So Dakota Kai, she's one that she can go anywhere. She's fantastic. She's phenomenal. She's great. I can see her going anywhere. But again, there was that interest at one time from AEW. So I can see her going to AEW. Shayna Baszler, that's one where it's like she's worked indies. She's worked Japan. But as far as major companies, it's just been WWE. Would AEW pick her up? Maybe. TNA, MLW. MLW is where I can see Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is the type of wrestler. I see MLW as a place where more of the shooter style wrestlers fit in my opinion. Now, I can see her doing some cool things as a knockout in TNA. Do I think she fully fits in there? Maybe, but maybe not. I mean, her and Masha Slamovich can kill it, I can see. So maybe TNA. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Then we got Braun Strowman. That's the big wild card here. Because it's like, what did he do when he was gone from WWE the last time? He worked some stuff with goddamn Ethan Carter III, EC3. He did some of his stuff, his weird off-the-wall stuff that people didn't like. He showed up in ROH once. That was the old ROH. That's not Tony Khan's ROH, if I'm thinking correctly. So Braun, it's like, does Braun stay in wrestling? Or does Braun do things off of the name value of Adam Scherr? Which, how much name value does that Adam Scherr really have at this point? So Braun's the one big one where I'm like, I don't know where he fits in. As far as where does he go? Because we didn't see him do anything last time. Well, do much. Then we got Cora Jade. Cora Jade, I can see working the indies. She did do matches for AEW before she went to WWE, so there's that opening there. She is one that I think would fit in very well in TNA. I think she would be a great addition to the Knockouts roster. We do know that they just recently signed Indy Hartwell, who was released by WWE, so it's not like, and I had a couple people DM me and go, hey, I have a question. Would TNA not be allowed or be opposed to signing any of the WWE releases because they work with WWE and they don't want to make WWE mad for saying, hey, why are you signing the people we release? No. As we've seen with again, Indy Hartwell. Indy was released earlier this year. and she signed with TNA. So I don't see any problems with any of these talents going to TNA. Then we got Eddie Thorpe, former Carl Fredericks, who was, before going to WWE, starting to kind of make a name for himself in New Japan, and that's where I think he should go back. I think he should go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Whether he is like a Tom Lawler and just mainly does the U.S. stuff for New Japan, or he goes and works in Japan, I think Eddie Thorpe, Carl Fredericks should go back to New Japan. I think that's where he would fit in. That's where he would be good. That's where he would do well. Gigi Dolan. I don't even have to think about this one. As soon as I saw that release, I was like, TNA better pick this girl up. And I'm not just saying that because Zachary Wentz, her fiance, I don't know if they gotten married yet, husband is there. I'm not even saying that. She would fit into that Knockouts roster perfectly. She is exactly like we've seen her in TNA recently too. So she's been on TNA TV as Gigi Dolan, not Priscilla Kelly, but that would be a little interesting to see. She'd have to do a full 180, I guess you could say, personality character shift, but she's someone that is just, she's perfect for that TNA roster. I see her working that TNA roster tremendously. Now, could she go to AEW? She had worked for AEW in the past a little bit. Sure. I don't see her as someone that's going to go in there and they're going to really use well. But I do see her having major success in TNA. Jakara Jackson, that's one where it's like, did she even do anything before WWE? I don't even know. I'm looking it up right now. She has only wrestled, I want to say, let's see. So she's done some TNA stuff because of the whole, her and Lash Legend going to TNA, doing stuff there. She's done like 1 or 2 matches, 3 matches. But I don't know. She's only worked WWE in those few TNA matches that WWE sent her. So she's one where it's like, does she want to do the grind and work the indies and this and that? Does she want to go sign with the TNA? Does she want to try AEW? I don't see her fitting in AEW, that's for sure. I don't see her fitting in MLW. TNA, I don't even know. Jakara Jackson, and I hate saying this, I don't see where she fits in outside of WWE. We have Riley Osborne, another one where I'm not sure about. I could see him maybe working some indies and stuff. That'd be fine. Like, I'm not sure where you send him. Again, another one where I don't really know much, if at all, he did anything before WWE. We're going to look this up as well. Cage Match is the greatest resource a wrestling fan can have. And Riley Osborne is a England native, so he would need to get a new work visa before he can do anything. And that's stuff we saw problems with before, like with Nixon Newell. She got released by WWE and had issues getting the visa, and that's why she couldn't work in the United States. But yeah, he's done a lot of work in the UK, so I could see him going back to the UK for sure and working the independent scene out there. ICW, maybe Progress. He did stuff with TW Live, DW Live. So yeah, I can see Riley Osborne going back to the UK and doing indies and stuff there, and that's where I see Gallus going too. I see Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang going back there. Work in progress. Working those indies. Doing the big stuff over there. Maybe even going to Japan. Maybe working Noah. Maybe working New Japan. I mean, Mark Coffey, Joe Coffey, Wolfgang, those are guys that I could see fitting in with New Japan very well. So whether they go and just work the UK indies, maybe they want to work the US indies. I don't see them signing with AEW. I don't see them signing maybe with MLW, but not really. And I don't see them going to TNA. But I could see them in New Japan, especially as a group. And New Japan likes their groups. So I could see Gallus going over there. Now, does WWE own the name Gallus is the next question. That's the thing. 'Cause they were Gallus before coming to WWE. Now we're going to trademark search Gallus. I'm not seeing if WWE actually has a trademark. Okay. That's good to see. I'm not seeing like a WWE trademark for the name Gallus. So if they were to leave WWE and stay as a group, I think they can remain as Gallus. We have Oro Mensah. And Oro Mensah is another one where I'm not really sure. Oro Mensah. Again, I didn't know of Oro Mensah before WWE. He's another one from the UK. And I don't even know. Let's see. So he did work WXW. He's done a lot of work for WXW. He's an SWE, GHW. So yeah, I can see him going back and also possibly working the UK Indies. Because again, he said he'd been around for 15 years. I had never heard of him before coming to NXT UK and then NXT. So, and then that's on me. I never really and still kind of don't follow the UK scene. So yeah, he's done a lot of work in the United Kingdom. He also did WXW, SCW as well. Then we have Javier Bernal, another one that before coming to WWE, I was not familiar with. And another one that's only ever been in WWE. So that's why I wasn't familiar with him. He started in WWE in 2022, and that's all he's ever worked. So again, another one where he did a lot of not much on TV. So I have really like no thought process on, well, I've seen him do this and he's really good here and I can see him fitting in here because what I've seen him do here. He's done a lot of Level Up stuff. I never watched the Level Up. He's done a lot of NXT live events. When you look at his cage match, it's NXT Live, NXT Live, NXT Live, a couple of Evolve matches. He's done 3 shows for Evolve. NXT Live, NXT Live, NXT Live, NXT Live. Main event, he did 1 match against Apollo Crews. Level Up. But a lot of like, he was never really on main NXT. Like we have one here, Battle Royal. Another live event. So unfortunately, that's another one where I'm just like, I don't see where he fits. And I want to look, where did he come from? Really him and Jakar Jackson. Where did they come from? How did WWE recruit them? Is what I want to see. Let's see. Not fully sure what he did before WWE and how he got recruited. That's the one thing. Like, let's see if I can find this here. His Instagram says he's an emo kid. But other than that, don't see much on him before WWE. So, I don't really know. And then Jakara Jackson. She's got a Wikipedia, so we can see here that she tried out for WWE in Las Vegas in 2021. And she earned a contract there. But what did she do before professional wrestling is the question. Yes, your Wikipedia, again, only has wrestling stuff. Let me see if I can find anything about her as far as like before WWE. I couldn't find really much. Just searching really quick. Excuse me. Oh, and Jakar Jackson has sent out a tweet. Let's pull this up on the screen. Jakar Jackson did send out this tweet. It says here, always been and always gone. Be about that motherfucking action. And then she accompanied it with this nice photo of herself. So it's like, does that sound like someone that wants to stay in wrestling? A little bit. Kind of. I just don't know where she fits in, unfortunately. Now, I'm also not going to do the thing of, hey, do you think this person could be released next? Or what about this person? Or hey, what about this person? I'm not doing any of that. There's some people that I got a couple messages on Twitter. Hey, what about this person? I got a couple messages on Instagram. What about this person? I'm like, they're out injured. They've been injured for a while. That's all it is. So there are some people that you haven't seen in a while, not because they've been released, but because they've been injured. I'm also going to just say this. I can't confirm anything, and so I'm not going to say a name here. But I've heard that because of the releases, top superstar may have asked for a release. I've had it told to me by one person. I will not confirm that because I need it by at least 2 people, especially with the name that I got. But I heard that there is a very good chance that a like top of the card WrestleMania title match caliber wrestler may have been fed up with, the releases and the way they just things. So yeah, there may have been somebody high up on the card that asked for a release today.